Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to No Limits Wrestling, and still to come in this part, Randy Orton the Viper gonna go one-on-one with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. It's one of our two main events here tonight. Michaels preparing to take on AJ Styles at Heatwave, and Orton preparing to take on the undefeated Kurt Angle at Heatwave. And speaking of Heatwave, this man Chris Jericho believes he's going to be champion after Heatwave. However, there is going to be one man who suggests that may not really happen, and that is Hernandez. And about to face Jericho right now is another member of the Filthy Animals that Hernandez is a part of, Billy Kidman. Chris Jericho in the last part, we saw him try and talk down the challenge of Hernandez, but to be quite frank, you know, Hernandez, he is one of the biggest wrestlers in NLW, and he's been one of the most dominant wrestlers to never really get a true championship matchup. And I'll be interested to see how Jericho handles the challenge of Hernandez at Heatwave, but also going to be interesting to see how Jericho copes with the challenge of Kidman right now. Kidman's had quite a week as well. In fact, last week saved Chavo Guerrero from a beatdown at the hands of the Brood, but now Kidman going one-on-one with Jericho, and Kidman going to try and help his friend Hernandez by perhaps weakening Chris Jericho right now. It appeared last week that Kidman joined the Filthy Animals, and here's a cover by Jericho, and now kick out by Billy Kidman. And Kidman, we've seen him in the X Division, but now a win over the Intercontinental Champion would do wonders for his career. Certainly would, and that Hurricanrana shows right now the agility. Oh my God, well, Jericho literally throwing Billy Kidman face first into the ring post, and again right now sending him off the steel steps. And now Jericho going to work on the back of the skull right now. And Jericho's got to have Hernandez on his mind and that challenge at Heatwave, but right now he's got to focus on Kidman. He's doing that well with a drop kick to the stomach of Kidman. And now throwing him to the mat. And now look at Jericho going for the lion salt, but instead gets caught out with the knees. And Billy Kidman scouted that one quite well that time, but Jericho now hanging up on the ropes, but an uppercut by Billy Kidman. Now going to try and get some offense, maybe going to go for a German suplex is Jericho, but here's another roll through and yet another kick out. Kidman going to try and catch out the Intercontinental Champion here, the man who's held that title since August, but it's not going to be easy, as that net breaker demonstrated. Another kick to the skull, and now the vicious streak of Chris Jericho getting in the way right now, and Jericho now literally is stomping on the head of Kidman, and now picks him up, going for a back suplex, but a double chop to the chest, and another massive spinning heel kick. Jericho in a world of trouble. Y2J on the floor. Can Kidman mount some offense? We shall see. Punches him down again. Kidman doing everything he can to get down Chris Jericho with that spine buster that time. And now Kidman planning on running off the ropes, but a massive axe handle. And now Jericho in control with that lion salt. Here's the cover, but a kick out by Billy Kidman. It's been all dominance from Kidman so far, but Jericho, the one who's looking more decisive at the moment. He's going to try and run at him now, but an elbow by Kidman and a massive drop kick. That is why he's one to behold in the X Division and one of the standout stars in the Filthy Animals. In fact, last week came to the aid of Chavo Guerrero while Hernandez was celebrating winning the #1 contendership, and now a roll through by Jericho, and again, and now he's on the top rope. This could be dangerous. 450, or shooting star press I should say, but lands on his feet. Moves into the corner, and the code breaker by Jericho. Here's the cover, and the win certainly goes to Jericho on that occasion. And yet another victory for Jericho. A major win over Austin Aries this past week, and follows it up with a major win over Kidman right here. And Billy Kidman so close, but just far enough. Not close enough I should say, but now you see Jericho holds his Intercontinental title still, but Kidman unsuccessful in this non-title matchup, and Jericho builds some steady momentum, perhaps sends a major message to his opponent at Heatwave in the form of Hernandez. And now the rest of the Filthy Animals going to console their partner in Billy Kidman right now. And Jericho has defeated one member of the Filthy Animals here tonight, but can he defeat another at Heatwave? And there is the man who's going to challenge Jericho, the man who earned the right last week to challenge for the Intercontinental Championship. He certainly shouldn't be taking this challenge too lightly, because Hernandez, all 280 pounds of him, has the filthy animals giving him his full support. And what an intriguing matchup heading into Heatwave, Jericho versus Hernandez.
As the heat is on, the temperature rises. Under the sweltering summer sun comes an event so intense you may be burned. There are no restrictions. It's all about the fight. You guys might want to get an ice pack, cause there's gonna be a heat wave.
And Heatwave, of course, coming your way the 4th of July, and don't forget that it's only 2 weeks away now, and on that event it's going to be only the second ever NLW Ultimate X match in history, when the X Division Championship is on the line. And about to make their way to the ring, one of the 4 guys who's going to be competing in that X Division Ultimate X matchup at Heatwave, the charismatic enigma, Jeff Hardy, the man that the NLW fans voted in at the start of the year to enter NLW, and he is certainly getting a hell of an opportunity coming his way at Heatwave, because he could be walking out of Heatwave only the second ever Ultimate X match, and possibly going to become only the second ever X Division champion. Still, it's going to be interesting to see who wins that matchup and how much of a risk they're going to take tonight, considering they're going to have to take so many more risks when they enter the Ultimate X matchup. Got to climb the truss and ascend to the top of the ring, where there's going to be 2 ropes intertwining, and you have to climb along that to get to the X Division Championship. That is then, but right here tonight is a matchup, a sort of a little preview for you guys in this Ultimate X tag team matchup, so to speak. Jeff Hardy going to team with Sin Cara, despite the fact that Jeff Hardy, I'm sure, not going to be happy with Sin Cara, especially after what happened last week. Sin Cara getting a shock upset victory over Jeff Hardy, and you want to talk about upset victories. Daniels is on top of the world after this past week, where he scored a 1-2-3 pinfall victory over the X Division champion Austin Aries. He's going to want to continue that momentum here tonight, when he has to actually team with the man who he defeated last week, and has shown in the past that he doesn't care about anyone in this matchup. All he cares about is winning the X Division Championship and cementing his legacy here in No Limits Wrestling. And the Fallen Angel hopes not to fall from the truss on Sunday, and so will this guy be entering that matchup for the X Division Championship. Arguably the greatest man who ever lived, at least in his mind, the X Division champion, Austin Aries. He's defended that title against numerous challengers in the past, and at the last pay-per-view actually defended it in a Steel Asylum matchup. But at Heatwave on Sunday, it's the first time ever that he is defending the X Division Championship in an Ultimate X matchup. We know that his style of high-risk offense, combined with a mix of technical wrestling ability, will come into play on Sunday, but these guys have the different strengths and weaknesses, and tonight it's going to be exposed to the world when they go up against each other in this tag team matchup. So, unlikely tag teams, if you say. I mean, Sin Cara, after all, we mentioned before, he beat Jeff Hardy last week, and Daniels beat his partner tonight, Austin Aries, last week. No love lost there, and there's a Hurricane Rana showing no love lost for Austin Aries, but going to try and work together before they have to be opponents at Heatwave. And you see now, Sin Cara already getting in the face of Christopher Daniels. Daniels, one of the men in that matchup, and now a Hurricane Rana by Jeff Hardy. He is going to thrive in that Ultimate X environment, but look at this. This is exactly what may cost him on Sunday, and the high risk, but it looks as if Christopher Daniels tagging himself in, unknown to Austin Aries, goes over him again, and now clotheslined out of his boots, just taken out. And you see there, Austin Aries saying, you want to get in this matchup, fine, you're going to get beaten up for it. And now His throat landing on the top rope, or at least the second rope I should say. Now Daniels wants to go for a springboard perhaps, but I don't know what happened. Oh, well, there you see. That's what happened. Sin Cara kicking the rope from underneath Daniels, and now they're working together like a well-oiled machine. He's got him held by the head. Sin Cara on the top rope and a crossbody to Daniels. Hardy and Cara on fire. Sin Cara makes the cover and the luchador doesn't get the free that time. The team has to wait for a little while longer, and now Aries is eager to make the tag here, as he should be, because Daniels is in trouble. And not for long, just throwing him with such force against the ring apron and the turnbuckle, and now the paroxysm by Daniels and the tag to Aries, working well together at the moment with the 450 splash springboard that time, connecting off of the stomach of Sin Cara. And this past week, Austin Aries suffered yet another loss because of the three men others in this matchup, and as there's a roll through by Sin Cara and a kick out by Aries, and Aries in the corner, and now Daniels tagging himself in. And now, look at this, Jeff Hardy in now, and that's not going to be good for your organs. Driving the knee right to the groin, and now again, a drop kick by Jeff Hardy. Hardy, Daniels and Sin Cara this past week brawled on metal. In fact, they actually cost Austin Aries the matchup against Chris Jericho when they distracted him on the outside. Aries with a massive dive this past week on metal. And now here tonight, a little bit more civilized you might say, but still trying to beat the hell out of each other before Heatwave. And this looks interesting. The teamwork by Hardy and Sin Cara. Hardy using him as a stepladder almost and diving over the ropes. The X-Division champion's down. The Fallen Angel is down. And now the only man, or at least sitting on his ass, there you see, Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma. He's taken so many risks tonight, but got a question. If he takes too many risks tonight, how much is going to be left in the tank on Sunday at Heatwave? And still Hardy and Daniels are legal men at the moment, but Hardy sent into the top rope with such force, and now, oh my, fought by the throat and planted back first, and lifting him up and just slamming him down to the mat again. And now Aries is tagged in, and the last chancery. This isn't going to go well for Hardy at the moment if this keeps up. The last chancery by Austin Aries, and now you can see he's trying to get out of this situation, but it's Daniels who is tagged in right now by Austin Aries. And Aries is on the apron now, and Sin Cara is on the other apron, pleading with Jeff Hardy to make the tag, because Hardy is in trouble. And that is evident by that drop kick by Daniels, perfected. And another knee to the back of the spine. Hardy is holding his back with a look of grimace on his face. And now picked up again. And now picking him up and slamming him down with a powerbomb. Here's a cover, but a roll through by Jeff Hardy, and another kick out by Austin Aries. And oh, thrusting the feet right into the face of Aries, and may have broken his jaw. Had the potential to, and now Sin Cara knows he needs to make the tag, but so does Daniels. Aries is in La La Land. He doesn't even know where Daniels is at this point. That feet stomp in the face did it for him, and now a springboard and the Hurricane Rana by Sin Cara. Sin Cara trying to gain momentum for his team, running off the ropes. Here's a roll through by Sin Cara, but a kick out by Austin Aries, and you see Daniels still on the apron trying to plead with Aries to go up and make the tag. But look at this massive tornado DDT. That may be all, and look at this, and he's not the legal man, but he tries to intervene instead, and Hardy intervening now, and this tag team matchup has descended into chaos. And now, oh my, good grief, could have broken his nose with that forceful shot into the ring steps, and now an uppercut. But, oh my, I think Aries isn't the legal man, I don't think, but here's a brainbuster. And the referee not making the cover, but look at this, sneaking in and stealing the win. And Daniels, I think he was a legal man, but what the hell did he have to do with that? It was Aries who hit the brainbuster, and Daniels picking up the scraps to claim the victory as his own. Daniels is about to pick up a huge victory, but it's still a team effort, I suppose. But Daniels in his mind is obviously going to say to himself, well, I got the pinfall, I'm the one who won this for us. But in actuality, it was Aries with the brainbuster, and this is what happened. This is where, right here, where Daniels made the tag, And in fact, Austin Aries didn't even know he wasn't the legal man until this point, where Daniels intervened, got the cover for himself and took all the credit. Obviously it's a team effort, and Sin Cara, after 2 consecutive victories over Hardy and Daniels over the past few weeks, has suffered his first pinfall loss for a while. And Daniels continues his momentum, and Hardy is livid in the ring because he got pulled out by Daniels, and well, we told you how unpredictable and chaotic this X Division is, and that was evidence right here in this tag team matchup. How much more chaotic is it going to become when we head into Heatwave? When we head in to the Ultimate X match? Austin Aries defends against Christopher Daniels, Jeff Hardy and Sin Cara Heatwave. It's Ultimate X and it is live on Sunday. I cannot wait for that, but I can also not wait for Shawn Michaels to get his hands on that weaselly little SOB, you might say, AJ Styles. AJ Styles has mocked Shawn Michaels in recent weeks, but this past week on Metal, Michaels in fact, oh my, hang on, and look at this. Well, I was talking about how Michaels super kicked the head off of AJ this past week on Metal. Oh my god! Flipping hell! That briefcase shot right to the skull of Michaels, and Michaels is scheduled to compete up next, and AJ attacking Michaels before their match at Heatwave. So, is match on or not? I mean, what the hell was AJ Styles doing back there? You couldn't even wait until Heatwave. Well, it looks as if this match is going to happen, or at least Randy Orton thinks it is, and he hopes it is. And what a disgusting display by AJ Styles assaulting Michaels in the back, but still we're scheduled to have a one-on-one contest between Michaels and Orton right now, but who the hell knows if Michaels is going to be able to come to the ring right now. I mean, you saw how bad he was back there. He was pretty much knocked out. I'd definitely be surprised if he does make it out here, but still, Randy Orton here regardless, and considering that he has a one-on-one matchup against the undefeated Kurt Angle at Heatwave, I wouldn't want to be in Orton's shoes at this moment in time, because Angle is one angry wrestling machine. In fact, last week, Orton tried to assault Angle from behind again when Angle locked him in the ankle lock and made him submit in his hometown, but we'll see how that plays out at Heatwave. But now you hear the music of Shawn Michaels and yada yada. Is he here? Is he going to come? Well, there he is, but a sort of glazed over look in his eye, you feel. Doing his usual stick and routine, but how the hell is he going to be able to compete after that vicious assault? AJ Styles not wanting anything to do with Shawn Michaels after this past week on Metal, we thought, but no, Michaels getting assaulted, and you see now, oh for God's sake, the referee's going to have to make some sort of decision about whether or not this match takes place. Michaels may not even be able to go a Heatwave, let alone tonight. He's holding his head after those kicks by AJ earlier. Oh my, and this is just disgusting right now. And what the hell does Orton think he's doing? Taking advantage of Michaels, who's not even, oh my, a massive kick to the stomach. And Randy Orton, that is why they call him the vicious viper that he is. He's a sadistic bastard that has retired many wrestlers and put many on the shelf in the past, and he may go well on his way to doing the same to Shawn Michaels, and he hopes to do the same to Kurt Angle at Heatwave, and sending Michaels straight into the steel steps, and he should not be competing, in all honesty. And Randy Orton not going to go leaning on at all, and that was sick. Do you see, he tried to curb stomp in the head of Shawn Michaels. There's a reason it's banned, and look at this. Michaels, oh my, showing some signs of strength. But maybe that's only going to be brief for catapulting Randy Orton into the ring post there, and Shawn Michaels, he's not the same Michaels we've seen in the past. He's definitely not, oh, and look at this. And now grabbing him by the skull, and oh my, look at that. And the apron DDT. Good God. Randy Orton, no! And again, is that even necessary? This is a one-on-one matchup the night, but a few days before Heatwave, and now picking him up and slamming him back down on the back of his head. Shawn Michaels is in no condition to wrestle, that much has been clear from the onset of this matchup. I don't know how much this is going to go on for, because quite frankly, look at Michaels. He's graggly on his feet. Orton go for the RKO, but Sent away by Michaels, and now Michaels holding his head, trying to get back into this, but a scoop slam by Randy Orton. The damage that AJ has done may already be enough. And now Randy Orton placing Michaels on the top rope. All he sees is Kurt Angle. But Kurt Angle must be watching this. And a rake to the eyes out of desperation by Shawn Michaels. Michaels not going to let AJ Styles keep him down. And the elbow, and I don't know how wise that was. That was a bit risky. Especially with the mental state and the health and well-being of Shawn Michaels in mind. And does he even know where he is? He's tuning up the band. And Michaels may not want to do this anymore. And what a punch by Randy Orton. An RKO. Good grief. Just to end this. Here's the cover by Orton, and he can't kick out of that. And the assault was too much. Orton knew he had an easy win as soon as Michaels walked out of the curtain. The way he was in the ring, groggy on his feet, and you saw how he was tonight. How is Shawn Michaels going to be a heatwave when he has to face AJ Styles? Styles not happy about getting super kicked on metal, took his frustrations out in the backstage earlier, but Michaels tried to put up as valiant as effort as possible. But Randy Orton, the sadistic streak he's been on as of late, RKO'd Shawn Michaels, and all he's concerned about is sending a message to Kurt Angle, and he may very well have done that right now. Orton still has to go one-on-one with Kurt Angle at Heatwave, and this may have sent a... Hang on. Orton's... Oh my god, no. Not that pump kick. This is enough, and you see Kurt Angle coming to the aid of Shawn Michaels. And Randy Orton, the sick... Oh, it's just disgusting. How can one man be as evil as that? Randy Orton looked to cave in the skull of Shawn Michaels if it weren't for Kurt Angle. And how is Michaels going to even be able to go to Heatwave and face AJ? We're going to have to see, but also Randy Orton trying to take his frustrations out, and he has shown here tonight that he will go to any lengths to defeat Kurt Angle. And at Heatwave, Angle and Orton go one-on-one, and I'm struggling to see who's going to come out the victor in that one. Angle is unbeaten after all, and nevertheless, speaking of Heatwave, the final matchup before Heatwave is our main event. It is in our next part. Sting and CM Punk team up before they face off at Heatwave to take out the NWO. That is up next.